In the distant future, Earth is no longer the thriving home it once was. The skies, once blue, are now choked with the remnants of long-forgotten wars. The oceans, once vast and unrelenting, have swallowed entire continents, leaving only a fraction of land habitable. And on that last stretch of land, surrounded by an endless desert of ruin, stands humanity's final stronghold. The Last City. This city wasn't built overnight. It was the result of centuries of desperation, innovation, and war. As the world fell apart, whether by war, climate catastrophe, or the slow decay of civilization, small groups of survivors sought refuge wherever they could. Many perished, but those who endured laid the foundation for what would become the last functioning society on Earth. The Last City was not built for luxury, nor was it built for comfort. It was built to survive. Enclosed within towering walls of reinforced steel and concrete, it operates on strict laws, rationed resources, and a delicate balance between order and chaos. Every citizen has a role, and every role determines the survival of the whole. There is no room for waste, no tolerance for rebellion. Inside the city, technology and necessity have fused into something unrecognizable. Artificial intelligence controls energy distribution, monitoring every flicker of light, every ounce of water, every breath of clean air. The people live under the watchful eyes of the overseers, an elite group that governs the city with absolute authority. Some call them protectors, others call them tyrants. The city is divided into sectors. At the core is the hub, where the overseers reside, making decisions that affect every life within the walls. Beyond the hub lie the industrial zones, where machines work day and night, maintaining the city's infrastructure. Further still, the outer sectors house the workers, the traders, the engineers, those who keep the city running but never see the luxuries of its core. Beyond the walls, nothing remains but a barren wasteland. The world outside is a reminder of the past, a place where storms of toxic dust rage endlessly, and the bones of forgotten civilizations crumble beneath the weight of time. Few dare to venture beyond the city's borders, and those who do rarely return. Some say there are other survivors out there, scattered in hidden enclaves, waiting for the day the Last City finally falls. But despite the hardships, life within the city persists. Children are still born, though fewer each year. Markets still open, though food is scarce. People still find love, though the future is uncertain. It is human nature to endure, even in the face of extinction. The overseers know of the whispers. They watch carefully, eliminating threats before they grow too strong. To them, order is survival, and survival is everything. Without structure, without discipline, the Last City would crumble like the world before it. They will not let that happen. But the question remains, how long can a city built on control truly last? How long before the people demand more than just survival? How long before the walls, meant to protect them, become the very thing they seek to destroy? The Last City stands for now. Its towers pierce the sky like the last monuments of a forgotten era. Its streets hum with the quiet determination of those who refuse to let humanity fade. But deep beneath its surface, beneath the steel and stone, something stirs. Perhaps the end of the world wasn't the fall of nations or the loss of land. Perhaps the real end will come when the last of humanity finally decides to break free. What would you do? Would you fight for the city, or would you tear down its walls? Would you trust in its order, or seek a new beginning? Choice may not be yours yet, but in the Last City, every choice has consequences, and one day, every choice will decide the fate of mankind. This isn't the last chapter of human history still being written. The question is, how will it end? Let me take you back to a time before the wasteland, before the world collapsed into dust and ruin. A time when towering skyscrapers reached into the sky, when oceans stretched endlessly with life, when cities never slept. But that world is gone now, swallowed by its own ambition, crushed under the weight of war, greed, and the slow decay of time. The last city stands as the final known stronghold of humanity. But what of the land beyond? What of the vast, desolate stretches of earth where no law remains, where no order was restored? Out there, the world has been reshaped by catastrophe, by chaos, and by the sheer will of those who refuse to fade into history. The wasteland is not empty. It is alive in its own ruthless way. It is divided, fractured into territories controlled by those who were strong enough to claim them. Some are nothing more than scattered wanderers, surviving off the scraps of the past. Others have formed tribes, settlements, new civilizations born from the ashes of the old. One such group calls themselves the Striders. They are nomads, constantly moving, never staying in one place too long. To survive, they have mastered the art of hunting, though there are no animals left, only the few remaining sources of food, insects, underground fungi, and whatever synthetic rations can still be found in the ruins. The Striders live by an ancient code, one passed down from the first survivors. Never grow attached, never look back, and never, under any circumstances, trust the cities. Then there are the Bone Rats, scavengers who thrive in the skeletons of the old world. They build their homes inside the crumbling ruins of skyscrapers, weaving metal and debris into shelter. They believe in one thing: survival at any cost. They steal, they deceive, they kill when necessary. To the Bone Rats, mercy is weakness, and weakness is death. Then there are the Bone Rats, scavengers who thrive in the skeletons of the old world. They build their homes inside the crumbling ruins of skyscrapers, weaving metal and debris into shelter. They believe in one thing: survival at any cost. They steal, they deceive, they kill when necessary. To the Bone Rats, mercy is weakness, and weakness is death. But the most feared of all are the Hollow Men. No one knows where they came from, only that they move in the dead of night, faceless and silent, taking those who wander too far from the safety of firelight. Some say they are what's left of the soldiers from the old world, enhanced, twisted by experiments that should have never been done. Others believe they are ghosts, shadows of the past, cursed to walk the ruins forever. And what of the children? What of those who were born into this broken world, never knowing what it was before? Some are raised within the tribes, hardened from birth, taught to wield knives before they can even run. Others, the unlucky ones, are abandoned to the wasteland, forced to fend for themselves. These children form the Lost, a group of orphans who rely on each other to survive. They speak in whispers, moving unseen through the ruins, scavenging what little they can. They have no leaders, no laws, only one rule: never be caught. The wasteland itself is a living thing. The skies burn red with the remnants of old wars. The land shifts, crumbling beneath the weight of buried secrets. And somewhere, in the heart of it all, there are those who whisper of something greater, of a lost place, hidden beyond the sands, where life still flourishes. They call it Eden, a name spoken only in hushed voices, a legend passed down like a forgotten prayer. But no one knows if Eden is real. No one has seen it, or if they have, they never return. So now, I ask you, if you were out there beyond the walls of the last city, where would you go? Would you run with the Striders, or fight with the Bone Rats? Would you seek safety, or chase the myth of Eden? Or would you simply try to survive? This is only the beginning of what lies beyond the last city. The wasteland is waiting. If you want to see more amazing content and stories from War Power Daily, make sure to subscribe.